welcome to the Oakville Curling Club, site of the 2022 Canadian Under-18 Curling Championships. My name's Danielle Inglis, and I'm joined in the booth this afternoon by Bill Shearhart.
Present.
Our feature matchup today is Team Newfoundland 1 from the Remax Curling Centre in St. John's taking on Nova Scotia number 2 representing Chester Curling Club. Newfoundland Labrador coming into this game searching for their first win after an 0-4 start. Team Nova Scotia, on the other hand, 3-1 into this competition, rattling off 3 wins after a loss in their first game against Ontario number 2. The Battle of the East Coast.
Oh, it's a battle of the Kates as well. We've got 3 of them, and I'm easily tricked. So this is going to be a challenge.
So by virtue of the last stone draw, it will be Team Newfoundland Labrador with the hammer starting us off in the first end.
And we have 2 very experienced coaches in this game tonight.
We absolutely do, and we'll keep an eye out for them sitting behind the sheets as the game progresses.
Freezing.
Okay, so a little bit in with the side, 15-7. 10-5.
So Team Newfoundland Labrador, all 4 of them have been together for quite a few years. They are 2-time Under-18 provincial gold and 2-time Under-18 provincial gold medalists. And this is Kate Young throwing lead rocks for Team Newfoundland Labrador. And one of her fun facts is that she also plays rugby.
Oh, tough. Don't mess with Kate. Well, that Kate.
And throwing lead rocks for Team Nova Scotia 2 is Alexis Clooney. Now, Team Nova Scotia, they've been together for 3 years, but curling together for 8 years have been Alexis, Kate, and Sophie. So they have quite a resume together already as the 2020 Under-15 provincial champions. Also, the 2022 national U21 national participants. So they are Nova Scotia 2 in Stratford. And they've been the runner-up at the Under-18 provincial championships in 2020 and 2022.
I talk to Alexis quite regularly, actually. She tells me the weather and the sports scores. And she's really good. I don't know how she does that and curl at the same time.
Now we also have 6 other sheets on the ice, and we'll be updating you on the scores in between ends, but if you want to keep track of the live scores, you can do so on Curling Canada's website at curling.ca/scoreboard.
They're starting out close to the vest, Danielle.
They are a typical start for our Under-18 teams. They've got 30 minutes of thinking time each to play 8 ends. Typically see them try to keep themselves on time by throwing an easy first end. Also just getting used to the ice. Maybe shaking out a few nerves when you're the TV sheet too.
Well, that was mentioned this afternoon by one of the teams. They were quite conscious of this notoriety. You know.
Well, also it's the first time many of these players have had a mic on them, and all 4 players are mic'd.
That's what they said, yeah.
Not quite. Line.
The throwing second for Team Newfoundland Labrador is Tete Penny. In addition to being an accomplished curler, she has also played soccer for the past 10 years. And her fun fact is that she's under 5 feet tall. Small but mighty.
Last time I checked, that's where the rocks were, down there.
Better center of gravity when you're shorter.
Right. That's right. The rocks have no idea how tall you are, or anything like that. Just no. So we talked about it today. They only know what you've done to them. So.
Throwing second stone for Team Nova Scotia. We have Stephanie Atherton. And she is thrilled to be part of an all-lefty front end at the home of the world left-handers here in Oakville.
Right.
Again, with her team very accomplished, also a 3-time high school regional junior champ.
Just in.
So I know we'll have a bunch of fun facts coming up. You promised me, Bill, all this game.
I do. I will.
So stay tuned.
Well, since this is the most scintillating of ends, what is the one marking on a sheet of curling ice that must be there, but it's not mentioned in any of the playing rules unless you're a wheelchair curler? That should be a hint. It's not mentioned in any of the playing rules.
Got a thinking bubble over my head.
Let's see that.
Okay. Thank you.
Danielle, this is not a hard one. Come on.
So where the rock is in relation to the center line?
It's the center line. But now the follow-up question is, why do we have a center line since it's not in any of the playing rules of the game?
Oh, I know this one. It's to make sure the skip knows how to get from one end to the other.
You got it.
Yeah.
The skips need all the help they can get.
I agree.
13-7.
Now throwing
You know what? It was a good throw.
mate rocks,
How you wait?
Nova Scotia. We have Kate Wysant. And she also swims and does taekwondo.
Whoa.
Don't mess with her either.
No. Oh, gee. We'll stay here in the booth where it's safe.
Kate Pettigrew, third mate for Newfoundland Labrador. And we had talked about dancing the last one. She has danced for 11 years.
Does it say what type of dancing?
She didn't specify,
Okay.
but she was proud to have been a dancer for many, many years.
Good for her. Good for her. Oh, it's those rowdy fans again tonight, Danielle.
Now we have a full crowd out here on sheet 8. All decked out as well. Fantastic to see such great support for these young athletes. And behind the glass, we should say, too.
Oh, very much so.
There's some who are out there freezing, the other half keeping warm.
The grandmas, grandpas are behind the glass.
Just really, Alexis, that was a 9. Way too much. It was a 9.
See that sweep? Manages to avoid the jam and roll out at the back.
They're a little bit stronger than we're thinking today.
Got some target practice.
I love the U18 heart crest. I like the colors. That's very attractive.
You got it.
We talked about those hearts in the last game.
Yes, we did.
Learned something new on that one.
Yeah.
It all came from the Briar.
Roll into it.
Now throwing skip rocks for Nova Scotia is Sophie Blades. In addition to all of the accomplishments that they have had as a team, she has also competed at the 2020 Under-15 Mixed Doubles Championship.
Ooh, mixed doubles.
Yeah.
I just came from the World Mixed Doubles in Geneva, Switzerland.
That's right, where we had, and the World Seniors.
Yep.
9-5.
Fantastic, and Jocelyn and Brett had a great week there, finishing outside the medals, but fantastic performance.
Yeah, they played really, really well because it's a tough league. Oh, wow. They are really good in Europe. Wow.
What was
Really good.
that?
Oh, we should even give a shout out to our World Wheelchair mixed doubles team.
Yes, how have they done?
They unfortunately did not make the playoffs, but Marie and Jason, but they learned a lot. So that was the inaugural championship that just happened in Finland, and they were having a great time and learning as you go.
I would like to see how they do that from wheelchair. Like, was there video on?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
There was no video on it.
Okay, I like
But I suppose if you talk to one of the coaches, I'm sure someone had a camera on it.
Yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah. Well, good for them. Good for them. That maple leaf can get a little heavy, you know.
Can, especially the way the rest of the world is really catching up right now and surpassing. I should say that. Again, Team Newfoundland Labrador skip. Kaylee Locke needing this rock to stop.
Sit down.
Sometimes a little encouragement goes a long way.
Hey, it can't hurt.
Oh, and it will go right out the back.
That way. Theirs isn't in. I don't know if you can tell. Okay, like in front of theirs. Yep. Okay.
Another great opportunity for Team Nova Scotia to find some draw weight.
Even like close to because their 15-1s are sliding back 8.
Find a spot on the ice that might cause a bit of consternation.
Top 8. You got room. Watch room. Whoa. Switch. Top 8. Top 8. Top 4. Steffi. Hard. Yes. Whoa.
What other sport do you get to hear the players while they're playing? It's what makes this such a great spectator sport.
It is. Not to mention with the mics, a great tool for the coaches as well, which is another reason why having them behind the ice and hearing it in live time, maybe not all the more intimate conversations that we hear through the mics, but hearing a good chunk of it on the ice is critical to the development.
Absolutely. Another shout out to Scott and his crew. The ice here is absolutely fantastic.
That it is.
No, they're not too bright on the trivia answers, but they're really good at making ice.
It's already out.
So that is a hit and roll out for Team Newfoundland Labrador. So we will blank our first end of play here at Oakville. As mentioned, we have 6 other sheets out on the ice. We're currently the fastest sheet, so we don't have any scores to update, but make sure you check out the scoreboard and live scores at curling.ca/scoreboard. And to continue those kudos for Scott Foster and his crew, again, making great ice all week, and it's been a busy, busy week already. And they've been able to manage the consistency, which is not easy in May in Ontario, where the weather just seems to toss a coin about what's going to happen out there. We could have rain one day, close to snow another.
Every time I go into a facility for clinic, camp, whatever it happens to be, I meet with 2 people right off the hop, the club manager and the ice technician. And they give you a wealth of information. And from the standpoint of making curling ice, there's no formula, because every building is different. The airflow, the ambient air temperature, I know all these words now. And so when you get an ice technician and makes a good sheet of ice for your club, hold on to that person with both hands.
Absolutely. Well, and you bring up a good point about getting to know the ice technician as well, and the people who can really help you out, and that's what every team should be doing when they get here.
Well, that's our playing surface. The more you know about it, the more you know how it was prepared, One of the things I like to do is I like to watch the ice technician pebble the ice. How quickly do they move? Do they get right from sideline to sideline? The ice technician at the World Championships, Senior World Championships, I said, how many holes in the pebble head? He looked at me and said, nobody's ever asked me that. Well, I got another question. What size are they? Well, now nobody's ever asked me that either. Because it makes a difference.
It does.
Absolutely it does. But there's no sense asking the ice technician any questions if you can't interpret the answers. Now, that sounds very self-serving, but if you talk to ice technicians, you will be able to interpret their answers. So talk to them. They're nice guys. Well, Scott, yeah. We're getting texts from Scott.
Bill's getting on his good side.
Right here.
So Team Newfoundland Labrador looking to generate some offense. They had thrown the corner guard. Now Team Nova Scotia, they're rocking the top 8, throwing the center line guard.
Oh, but you gotta keep
Need to
going hard.
finish it right over the line, and they will get a piece of the rock covered.
Just a little coffee. 5 is good, just a little. Okay.
So you can see that's a good shot of the coaches sitting behind, keeping nice and cozy warm.
Good luck with that. Been there, done that. I was going to say have the T-shirt. I have the parka.
I think now's a great time to, I know we touched on it the last broadcast, but it's worth mentioning again what your role is here, Bill.
Well, I'm here at Helen's bidding. It's really the role that I have. And the Helen we're referring to is Helen Radford, our next gen manager. I think that's the right title. This is one of the championships that comes under her jurisdiction. And since there is 2 hotels and 48 teams or so, she wondered if I could come in and lend a hand, and I would never say no to Helen. And so here I am, right off the plane from Zurich, Switzerland.
And other duties as assigned. But one of your bigger ones, too, is the mentor side of coaching the coaches.
Yes, at our U21, now U18, we provide a coach for the coaches. Sean Tariff is the resource coach for U21 going forward, and he did a wonderful presentation in Stratford on coach care. And I mentioned in our game this afternoon, we tend to forget that the team goes through a range of motions depending upon what happens on the ice. Well, the coach does as well. And the coach has to, go through that range of motions, but then has to look after the team who looks after the coach. So it was decided that they would have a resource person, somebody, been there, done that, has the T-shirt. And so at the host hotels, we have a coach's lounge, and the coaches can come and talk to us anytime they want. Outside the board topics, but as I've said since 2008, I've never had to say no to a coach's question. And the thing is, I get to learn what other coaches are doing. I mean, we are a fraternity and a sorority, and we learn from one another, just like the athletes. And I mean, my best friends are coaches, just like the athletes. The athletes this week will make lifelong friendships. And I don't care if they're in Newfoundland, Labrador, in BC, or anywhere in between. That's what's so great about this event.
And you never know where it's going to take you either, especially for the young players. They're pursuing post-secondary education. You never know what part of the country you're going to end up in, and who knows, you could end up playing with some of your opposition down the road.
Well, as one of the coaches said, they're not competitors, they're friends. Now, they're competitors on the ice, but not off the ice, and you'll be texting them and whatever that TikTok's all about. I thought that was a cuckoo clock for a while. I don't know, just TikTok.
It's a lot of fun, I'll say. But it is great to see the players, like you said, sharing some stuff on social media. They're having a great time. If you're here before the game, you'll see them dancing, playing games, interacting, chatting. It's it's a great environment for
I
the young
was
players.
dancing with one of the teams where they were warming up today, and they came up to me and said, "Bill, don't get hurt." So I stopped.
So back to our focus on our feature game.
15 and a half. Yeah.
Again, Team Newfoundland Labrador with the hammer this end. It's Team Nova Scotia currently sitting shot rock and looking to choke off the right-hand side of the sheet.
Poppy. Line's good. Got through.
Even though we've undergone some rule changes, the way an end is played it still really does remain pretty much the same as it always has. If you have last rock advantage, you want to play to the side of the sheet. You want to open up the scoring area so you can score your 8. You need room for 8 rocks, you know. And if you don't have last rock, you want to shrink the scoring area. And that battle takes place every end. And there's going to be a point in the end where one team will feel, now we have a scoring opportunity. And the other team might say, well, now we have a scoring threat to have to deal with. And that's what strategy is all about. It's making those decisions based on the situation at hand. Which leads us to on-ice coaching, with two coach interventions for each end. The coach will be able to identify those scoring opportunities and scoring threats. Seeing it 2 hours later under video, it's not going to make nearly the same impact.
Especially when these young players are in the development stage and perhaps need a little bit more coaching at that point. A beautiful shot from Newfoundland Labrador. You can see it's over buried in behind that pile of guards.
Yeah. Top 4. Line's good. Close. Close. Close to the line. Close. Top 4. Close. Close. Yes. Okay, right here. You're right.
And once again, we see that flow of information right out of the delivery person's hand all the way to its final conclusion. Sure makes life a lot easier for the skipper.
Really good.
It does, and results in a pretty nice shot here for
15.
Nova Scotia.
Okay, 16. Yeah.
You know what I haven't seen? Not one blue nose so far. Not one blue nose.
None.
They said they're saving it for the playoffs. Yeah, how confident is that?
I really think of here, and I don't love that.
Well, with a 3-1 record and the fact that every single team makes playoffs, I like their confidence
that's
and
true.
their chances.
Duh.
But yeah, actually, I'm glad you brought that up because that's what's unique about this championship is that in the spirit of development, every single team will make playoffs, but they're going to be ranked so that you're facing off against teams that are among the same skill level. So it'll be a great opportunity for all these young players to continue playing throughout the week. So no one is done until the end of Saturday. But we will be naming a champion by then.
Same as last.
I've gone to Bonspiels where we've kept playing and playing and playing, and I've turned to my teammates and said, how do we get out of this spiel?
Sometimes when you lose, they keep you in there for longer.
That's right. I just want to go home. Well, we see a lot of, as my good friend Lauren DePape from New Zealand would say, a lot of shrapnel there.
But almost every rock and play almost this end.
We're going to try to freeze? Yeah. Okay. Light's better though, so if it's high, leave it. Okay.
Well, the call is for the angle freeze.
They're talking about execution tolerance, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good for them.
And coming up a little light, blocking off a potential draw path for Team Newfoundland Labrador. Good chat.
Yep. Top 8. Top 4. Lots of room.
Now, I said in the earlier broadcast today, and they let me come back, which is I was shocked, actually. And I said I wanted people, when the athletes deliver, I want you to watch their eyes. So when you get the close-up, watch everybody's eyes. It's going to tell you a lot.
I just keep thinking the eyes are the window to the soul over there.
I think we put one right there. Yeah.
And,
Well, that too.
and to the curling shot.
It's the curling shot, right.
I was giving you here. Okay. Yeah, what shot? Yeah, because when they made their shot and they tapped everything close. Or is that one right there? Oh, let's put it here. I like this. I think we're closer. But she wouldn't be guarding if we weren't shot. Okay. Right now she plays that.
So if I followed exactly that, but there's a lot of things I don't understand.
The light three. So I think we guard that. Yeah, she has both.
So I suppose they're talking about guarding that
I think we guard the rock in.
double tap.
And off the target.
Yeah, we just heard it. Yeah. Regarding the path to the rock in. Yeah.
However, another option too would be to come around all of those rocks and sit two.
Well, it depends how aggressive you want to be. 'Cause when you're aggressive, you know you're going to take a little bit of a risk. It's all about balancing off the risk reward.
1, 2. Is there? Okay, whoa. Maybe. Oh, hard gate. Hard gate. Hard gate. Yes. Over and off. Over and off. Okay, whoa. Over and off. Over and off. Okay.
And that is mission accomplished on the guard.
Did it curl too much? It did actually. Yeah.
Might have though. The amount of weight they'll need to move 3 rocks.
Yes.
It might have just taken it away.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
But if they're looking, there is also an in-off available.
I don't think we can really make it better or worse.
Jennifer Jones shot.
Looks like.
I think they're trying some sort of like the in-off.
And what really helps for a shot like
I don't
this,
think it would do
before you get into the hack, and you should do this on every shot, visualize the shot. Right from out of your hand, down the ice, to the completion.
Yeah.
Your brain wants a picture. Your body knows what to do. But if you don't give it a picture, you may be inconsistent. When you give it a picture, good things happen.
So just around this way?
Visualize this shot, then just follow the picture. It's a pretty simple game, you know.
Couldn't agree more. All you have to do is throw the right weight at the broom too, right?
Oh, there is that.
Visualize
I forgot about that.
Visualize, throw the right weight at the broom. It is simple. Agreed.
Oh, here we go. Oh, she's not playing the enough. Nope.
Are they attempting the double tap? And they had good weight
maybe.
for it,
Yeah,
but again,
I don't know if they were
I'm not convinced that shot was there.
Yeah. I like the enough better.
I think it was close to board.
With the clockwise rotation, so it jumps.
You can see they came pretty close to the guard. Even if it had curled up those 2 more
It's just-
inches, it wouldn't have been enough.
We're gonna try and knock one back.
So this will be a
Try and go like back
draw
to
needing a
the
piece of the forefoot for 2 for Team Newfoundland Labrador.
Try and hit yourself here. Yeah. What was that one? Yeah, that's what I got.
The Remax Center, there's some kid that plays out of that club. He won a spaghetti spiel in Italy one time. What's that kid's name anyway?
Hey, he's a decent curler. Is that
Yeah.
Brad?
That's it. Brad.
Yeah, back.
Oh, he'll love to hear that. Doubt whether he's tuned in. I might be.
So need to negotiate the port and have this stop biting the forefoot. Will it stop in time?
Oh, maybe it did. Not sure. Oh.
And that will just be 1 red for Newfoundland and Labrador. Now let's take a quick moment to update you on the scores on the rest of the ice. On the girls' side, Team Northwest Territories took one in the first end, so they're up 1-0 over Team Quebec 1. Team Alberta won with a deuce in the first over Team Saskatchewan 2. Northern Ontario stealing one in the first. Second end being blank, so Northern Ontario 2 up 1-0 over Team Saskatchewan. And on the boys' side, we have Team Saskatchewan 2 up 2-0 over Team Quebec. Ontario won with 3 points in the first end over Team Alberta 2. And Team Saskatchewan 1 up 1-0 over Team Northern Ontario 2. And of course, those scores can be found at curling.ca/scoreboard.
But you really would rather hear them from Danielle.
I'm here to keep you updated all game.
Try the deal. We're here all week.
You'll know where to find me. But really, on that note, it is so wonderful to have the curling back this year, especially for these young players. They've had to cancel a few championships due to COVID.
Yes, and the problem is your junior career is finite. Or your U18, U21. So you miss a couple of years. And Curling Canada did its level best to try to fill in the blanks. And I very much admire what Curling Canada has done. I don't think you could have done any better.
And everyone in the curling world has been just working as hard as they can to make as much curling comeback happen. I've seen firsthand all of the hard work that has gone on behind the scenes at Curling Canada, as well as clubs across the country, and everyone is just trying their best to get us back to where we know and love and back to as normal as possible.
Well, that Calgary bubble, when it was proposed, I said, "You've got to be kidding me. Is that going to work?" Well, it worked because people at Curling Canada made it work. That was some kind of achievement.
And as someone who spent over 70 days in the bubble,
yes,
I can say that was a labor of love, truly. And really kudos to everyone for their contribution to that, because that took absolutely everyone to make it happen.
How are we doing on watching the eyes here, folks? Don't forget, watch the eyes. Watch that, then I will tell you why.
Back 8, back 4. Back 8. Okay, you got a lot of room right now. Back 8. Back 8. Back 12. Back 8.
Thank you.
That's okay.
And just a quick update, even though the players originally indicated it was just one, it did end up being 2 for Newfoundland Labrador.
Oh, it was 2. Right.
We're rolling over there.
So Team Nova Scotia about to hit to lay 2. And mission accomplished.
Oh, good. Not enough ice. No, not enough ice. Okay. 10-5. 10-5. Control.
Now, it's also a great opportunity to talk about the announcement 2 days ago about the For the Love of Curling Scholarship Program, which is delivering 11 scholarships valued at $2,500 each, and they will be awarded to student curling athletes who've been accepted into a post-secondary education program. So if you know of anyone, or if you're listening and you're a potential student athlete fall under that category, make sure to check out curling.ca/foundation, and that will have all of the scholarship details there. The applications must be received by 11:59 p.m. Eastern on June 30th to be considered. And many former scholarship recipients, you might recognize a few names: Jocelyn Peterman, Thomas Scoffin, Tyler Tardy, Mackenzie and Emily Zacharias, Tanner Horgan, just to name a few.
Good job.
I know all those people, and they're great people.
I think you bring up an important point too about the scholarship. So it's not just that they're great curlers; they're great people, and there's that whole community aspect of the scholarship too. So if someone's feeling intimidated about maybe they're thinking they don't have enough curling accomplishments behind, know that that's not all that goes into this scholarship.
No, you're right. It isn't.
So again, make sure to check out curling.ca/foundation.
Katie! Katie! Yep. Hard to get it. Yep. Hard. Yep, go on this, Kate. On this. All the way.
I'll split them off.
Okay, that's all right.
But a bit of an unfortunate placement of where they landed, both in front of the yellows.
Yeah, especially on the left, it's exactly in front. You can see a bit of the one on the just to the right of the center line. That line that tells the skips how to get back to the other end.
I mean, though, the other part of the center line that we do talk about a bit more, and besides helping the skip figure it out, is also for the sweepers to have an indication of where the rock is relative to the rest of the ice. If you're just looking at the rock from overhead and it's all just white under the rock, it's tough to really know where it's at. So it's a good gauge, along with anything else that you might see on the ice. We don't have it out here, but quite often you'll see sponsor logos or occasionally a 4-foot line too.
I wasn't going to mention all that because it makes too much sense.
And so in depth.
Top 8. Lost room. Top 4. Top 8. Alexis is Rob. Where are you? Top 4. Top 8. Top 12.
So we hear the skip asking where the rock is going to be. The brusher is giving an indication, and as we said earlier this afternoon, when you're brushing, you can be wrong, you can be dead wrong, you can be a little bit wrong, you can be right on the money, you just can't be
silent. The worst thing you can hear when you're in the house is crickets.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Right around here. Okay.
So run back being called for Newfoundland Labrador.
Yep. 8. Really tough heel. Oh my, gotta go, Kate. Yep.
This is over curling, but it looks like they might be playing the plan B.
That's okay.
And that'll work too.
It opens it up. Yep.
And it was a good call by Skipper there to make that early enough so that they could get that shot.
Here's something else about takeouts. More takeouts are missed, not because the person missed the brush. They threw the wrong weight. You know, so when you're practicing weight control, make sure you do it for your takeouts as well. I mean, it's just as important.
So very true. Makes a huge impact on where you put the broom.
And as we said earlier today, record, if you'll pull out your tablet, your smartphone, record brushing. So many teams don't do that. And then they get into difficulty brushing and wonder why. Duh.
And we won't belabor it because we talked about it last game, but one of the biggest things is just test out. You're seeing a lot of different ideas on TV right now of how to brush, but test it out. Find out what works for your team, for your players, and what will give you a good result. So just because Ben Hebert can make a rock do something doesn't mean you can too.
Dr. Glenn Pauly was here today. We had a wonderful conversation, and he just returned a couple of weeks ago from Dalhousie University, where he worked with his friend Dr. John Newhook, and they've discovered some new things. He wasn't going to tell me yet because they haven't gone through all the research, but he said it will be exciting news.
I look forward to hearing that when it comes out.
You know, they usually give me the information first. And the reason they do that is because they figure if Bill can understand it, everybody can understand it. So I get it first. I'm going to give them the good housekeeping seal of approval.
Yeah,
I got it.
You can do anything over there that doesn't leave them. Yeah, same way.
Well, we've seen him as the years have gone on here, really understanding more and more the impact of brushing, but there's still so much to learn, isn't there?
And that's what he says constantly. There's still so much to learn. Yep.
Team Nova Scotia is now drawing in a fourth rock
Yeah. Alexis, draw.
to get this in behind the red corner.
Right here. Alexis. Tuffy. Hard, Alexis. Hard. Right here. Right side row. Hard, Alexis. Hard. Hard, Alexis. Hard.
And bring this as far back as possible, make
15-5. Really
tougher double. There is one available though.
15-5. Good throw. Get rid of 2. Oh, we gotta get rid of 2 right now. Okay. Yep. This way better.
So they're playing the double here, basically thinking that they're just trying to minimize the damage at this point.
I think if you threw Vapor Trail hit weight, you might get 3.
As you can see, those 2 yellows are just directly behind the guard there.
Yeah, you might, if you clip the back, second yellow, you might move it forward and get that other rock behind the guard. Yeah. Oh, we're not asking too much, are we?
Just a casual triple.
Hard, Kate. Hard, Kate. Hard. Roll it.
Get the head and roll up.
Well, she's second shot. Think? Yeah.
Yep, second shot. Maybe not for long.
Well, there's always the jam possibilities.
There is. Well, if it had just kept rolling, it would have been a really good situation for them, but it does stop wide open. But on a positive note here, the rocks are now starting to be grouped over the left side of the sheet, so there might be a triple possibility coming up after this shot.
I might have been tight. Was that our first rock? Was that our first?
This is the first skip rock for Nova Scotia here in N3.
Hard step, really gotta go. Hard. Hard step. Hard. All the way. Oh, roll it!
Ooh, pretty nice shot.
That was beautiful, getting lots of separation there.
I mean, that worked.
There is a double, but it is much tougher now.
That worked.
And you can see a big scrub to hold the line. They do, they get the roll all the way over to the side 12.
Okay, what do you like? I don't mind that. If we freeze.
Well, there you heard the word. You either double or you freeze. Of course, if you attempt to freeze, you could be looking at a bouquet of points.
That's the first time I've heard it used in that context. That's fantastic. I'll keep that one for later.
Okay.
We're just gonna go like forward and try and wrap it right underneath. Which way? Do you like this? If we roll over, yeah, then they drop the tree. If we roll over there, there's still shot to anyone. So like good forward.
So the call is to play the hand roll in behind the rocks in the side 8. Make it much more difficult. In this last zone of entry for Newfoundland Labrador, Nova Scotia with the hammer.
Back 12. Yes, okay. Yes. Hard. Keep going, Kate. Yep. Roll it that way. We're going. Roll it. Roll it.
And they're intending to roll the other way, but got almost nose on it, so it'll be an open hit for 4 for Team Nova Scotia.
I think to throw like 10 times, although 11's fine, really.
And the numbers you're hearing is the time consumed from hogline to hogline.
Yeah, I like that.
I talked about 11. I heard 11.
Here we go. Last rock of N3. Team Nova Scotia playing a hit for 4 points.
9! Weights up! 9? Hard set.
He'll hit, and will it stick around? It will not, so that will be 3 points for Nova Scotia. They now have a 3-2 lead over Team Newfoundland Labrador after 3 ends of play. We also have 6 other sheets going here at the Oakville Curling Club, and a quick update on the women's side. Team Quebec won, 3-ender in N2, so they are now up 3-1 over Team Northwest Territories. Alberta 2 after taking 2 in the first end. They stole 2 in the second, so they are up 4-0 over Team Saskatchewan 2. Team Saskatchewan 1, 3-ender in N3, up 3-1 over Team Northern Ontario 2. And on the boys' side, we have Team Saskatchewan 2 up 4-2 over Team Quebec. Ontario 1 up 3-2 over Alberta 2. And it is a tie ball game over on sheet 7 between Northern Ontario 2 and Saskatchewan 1, 3-all.
Now, the coaches are allowed to speak with their teams between the ends. And, of course, during an end, the only time would be with a timeout call, obviously.
And they do have 2 90-second timeouts throughout the game.
Unless you play in a WCF event. Then you might as well have a sheet over you.
Right here. All you. 3. Close as you can. Yep. Hard. Hard, girls. Hard. Hard, Steph. Hard.
Big scrub to bring this as tight to the rings as possible. Yeah, high guard.
I interviewed Scott Pfeiffer and Lisa Riegel, and I mentioned it this morning. And Scott made a very interesting, succinct, short sentence. He said, a lead may not be able to win a game, but you can lose a game. How? By not placing the rocks in the right place.
You know what? That's so very true.
Shout out to the leads.
Especially at this level too. So if I at curling club level, you don't want to say hide your lead, or you hide your most inexperienced player at lead. There are still 3 other players on the ice, but at this level, if you want to be at the top of your game, you have to have all 4 players firing on all cylinders.
Is that why I played lead? Oh, now you tell me.
They tell you now? Oh.
Jeez.
Oh, I'm sorry, Belle. We just talked about this now.
It's okay. And of course, the discussion with those 2 fine athletes, we had to bring up the Weagle shot. I had told Lisa, I said, there are gymnastic moves that are named after certain gymnasts, and same in figure skating, but I think there's only 1 shot in curling named after a player. Lisa, it's yours.
She really revolutionized the game.
She did.
Well, now you're having rules trialed to prevent people from playing ticks, because it's become such a big part of the game, and teams are getting so adept at it that you're losing the offense side of the game. So that's why we saw it happening at the World Championships this year.
What I didn't understand, and I understood the fact that they wanted to have the no-tick rule, give it a chance to take it for a walk outside, but why not allow them to touch they couldn't even touch it. Why did you say that? I don't quite understand.
Okay, we're on the this.
Well, and that's where, at the Grand Slam events, that's often where a lot of the rules get trialed, especially for the Canadian events. That's why a lot of people don't realize that that's where it comes into play quite often, or even at the Continental Cups that Curling Canada hosts. Trialed a few rules there as well, just in a more relaxed environment, a little less on the line. Not that there isn't tons on the line at slams, but it's a good place to experiment with the top teams there.
And the players are quite willing to cooperate with that.
Good. Whoa. Yes. Whoa. Yes. Hard.
Big scrub to get by both guards, and they do. Great sweep.
Yeah, that team shot. Everybody call the sweeping, apply the brushing, deliver the rock. That's why this is such a great game.
You can see that scrub right there. Get the roll in behind. Peace tuck. This still is available though for a double.
She's probably gonna get the double.
Oh, not quite moved it back. How does she pronounce it? Satay? Is that how she pronounced it?
Satay, yes.
What a beautiful name.
It is.
Like 15-2?
So it's good there. They at least got both yellows out of the forefoot.
Right, yeah. And that's job one. Get them out of the forefoot.
Here, Nova Scotia 2 with an opportunity to sit 2. Bury one in behind the guards.
Top 8! Hard! Top 12! Right here!
How are we doing on watching the eyes, folks? After the break, I'll tell you why I asked you to do that.
Hard, Kate, all the way. Keep going. Hard! Really good sweep, guys. That was a 16-3. Good job.
So that was a great sweep. What did we hear? 15-4 out there. So that was all the sweepers to get that one in. Now here's one option that they're playing the hin roll behind, but another good one could also be just coming into the top rings, ignoring that back one, and perhaps hitting it later.
Yeah, I think you have more control over the straight draw come around than you do a hit and roll.
Especially with how reactive these rocks are off each other and the houses. They've seen it's very difficult to play a hin roll and get it perfect.
She did a pretty good job. Not quite, but did a pretty good job. What makes rocks lively?
The striking bands.
The striking band. That's right. Who thinks about the striking band? Absolutely. If the rocks are quite new, the striking band is quite narrow, and you might as well play with golf balls. But when the striking band is worn in, especially if it's nice and flat, it's a little bit more control. Plus the drag effect. Whoa, the drag effect. So if there's a drag effect that sets up in this game, we'll explain the drag effect.
But you talk about the rocks and how that impacts it. So when you're having that conversation with the ice technician, another good question to add in there, not only about the ice, but how old are the rocks? How often have they been textured? How often have they had maintenance done to them? When was that?
See, Danielle knows the questions to ask.
Honestly, there is so much knowledge that ice technicians have that you really just need to ask. And
they are happy to share it. They want you to understand the surface that they've provided for you. It's more enjoyment for them. It's more enjoyment for you. You're going to be more successful. All the boxes get checked. So don't feel as though you can't talk to the ice technician. They're wonderful people. How'd I do, Scott?
you're in Scott's good books.
Here we go.
And that was a beautiful freeze by Newfoundland Labrador. We'll have another look at that. Great weight control, just narrowly getting by that one in the top. and sitting shot.
We had a great hit and roll, and then the tap back freeze. These ladies came to play.
They certainly did.
Back four. Really?
Here, a freeze needed from Nova Scotia.
T. Close. Looks good. Coming in. Whoa, you're by. Back four. Right here. 15. It's gotta stop. Whoa. Oh. Right here. Yep. Yeah, it's hard. Hard, Alexis.
Oh, Danielle, look at this.
Sorry.
Go hard. Come on, go hard.
Yeah.
We've seen this in previous games as well. Just the slide path starts breaking down as it does over the ice, so over the course of the game. So the sweepers, you need to be aware that it may get a little bit flatter around that center line.
And generally, that's the challenge for the ice technician, is to create pebble that's strong and will last right through to the end of the game. That is really hard to do.
Line's good. Where's same glass? What? Get up, avoid then. Thanks. Okay, you got room. Lot of room. Kate. Lot of room. Oh. Kate. Okay. Good. Okay. Alright. That's okay. It was the same glass. No, she didn't, yeah. Like last time she slid slow. She slid slow. And then you told her to add something. That's how she actually just slid the same, the right way. I think. Yeah. I hate this because like, there's so much. My bad.
They're lining up the double. And from the other end, they should have a good chunk of this rock. By a good chunk, I mean everything you need to hit. So if they can double out these two reds, they could sit at least 2, maybe 3 after this shot. Sophie Blade in her first rock here in N4.
Breathe good. Whoa. Yes. Hard. Steph. Oh, you got Steph. Hard.
Got the first, got the second, spin it out, and job well done.
Pretty fair country shot.
Nova Scotia laying 2.
Yeah. Nice shot.
And you can see it was a great sweep to get it by not only the first, but the second guard. Touched their back one, kept it in to sit 2.
Yeah, do you think 4:30?
So now it's time for a skipper's deuce from Newfoundland Labrador.
How do you feel about the forfeit?
Hopefully very good.
Yeah, right. The high rent district.
Yes, Toronto. Or we could call it Vancouver. They also have some high rent out there.
Really high rent.
See, they've got really good curl, so it should be no problem to get this one nice and buried in behind in the forefoot. This is with Kaylee Locke's first rock here in N4.
I like plenty. 4:38. Wait, look good. Kate. Oh, Kate. Where is it? That topping. Hey, Kate. Kate. Really hard, Kate. Hard line. Hard, Kate.
They've got the weight, but big scrub to get this by the guard. And it will roll off.
Do we guard? Do we put the pressure on
I
and
think we
come
just
in?
draw another
Gotta stay in
rubber
front of the
round,
button.
think you
Good
just
gosh,
draw
look at the
another
size of
rubber
that button.
Like in the doubles over there, but I don't think it really gets us much. Okay. I like to draw. We're sitting 2, so.
It's all this broom waving around.
I like the draw. I like the draw better, I think.
Yeah, she ticked off.
Now you can't take
I think this is
everything
the draw,
away on this shot. They're always going to
She
have
can't get both of them.
draw on both sides and a hit and roll.
And this is not the shot that's Sophie, right?
Yeah.
Or who's this skip here? Oh, Sophie.
Sophie.
Yeah, it's not the shot that really Sophie wants to play. She's thinking about
like
the
the
shot that Kaylee
We're
wants to
sitting 2,
play.
right? So-
Yeah,
And so
make sure it's in a spot where
that's really going to be the driving factor
not
here
fine for me.
as to where to put the rock.
And she's electing to play this side because Kaylee just played a draw on this side, so wanting to take this away.
Yeah.
Really, again, it would be nice if they were sitting
they're dying to
3, but even if it comes up a little light, that's your tolerance on this one. Last rock for Team Nova Scotia here in N4. Team Newfoundland Labrador with the hammer.
Top 4.
Well, they think it's top 4. It better be top something.
Back 4. Back 8.
Uh-oh, I heard the B word.
Back 8.
Alexis.
Do you want me to go?
Now, Danielle, why would they sweep their own rock like that?
Well, you want to give as little backing as possible, so you need to get that rock as far back as you can. And in this case, they brought back, they're still sitting 3, but now in this case, you might even be able to come to that rock they just threw and sit shot. So it gives a little bit more tolerance for
That was my
Newfoundland.
best Vic Router impression.
You nailed it.
He knows all the answers.
That's what most people don't realize. He does know all the answers, but his job is to feed.
He's very good at that. And he's done it for, like forever.
Yeah.
And that theme music, that TS, that's been the theme music from day one. That's never changed.
Well, it gives you chills just when you hear it. And Newfoundland Labrador here, they're last. They have backing, but they're throwing against 3. Nova Scotia Stones. They're going to have a quick look.
Well,
And it is 1 red.
whoa.
So that will be a tied game after 4 ends of play. 3 all here in our feature matchup. We're going to head to the 4th end break, but stay tuned because we'll be back in just a few minutes. Welcome back to the Oakville Curling Club, host of the 2022 Canadian Under-18 Curling Championships. My name is Danielle Inglis, and I am joined this afternoon in the booth by Phil Shearhart.
And delighted to be here.
We're delighted to have you. Now, of course, in our feature matchup, Team Newfoundland Labrador 1 taking on Team Nova Scotia 2. And it is a tight battle, tied 3-3 after 4 ends of play. Now both teams here vying for their spot in the playoffs. We mentioned at the outset that all of the teams are making the playoffs. They are then seeded in there depending on where they are, but for Team Newfoundland Labrador, they're coming in here still searching for a win, and you can tell they are hungry out there. And now on the flip side, Team Nova Scotia, they're coming in here at 3-1, still a really good shot at the title here, and so they'll be searching for a big win.
Well, it's all about just making the playoffs. And if you can make the playoffs, anything can happen. So, yeah, step one, goal number one, make the playoffs. And I think it's great that everybody's going to keep playing.
Just such a great development opportunity. So the playoffs add that one little bit more pressure on than the regular round robin games, no matter what you're seeded at the end of the day.
Now, just to remind folks, our trivia question for this game, once again, what is the most difficult shot to play in curling? And it does not involve any rocks coming into contact with one another. Tell you later.
We're waiting with bated breath.
Not only that, I'll tell you when you might try to play it.
I'm here taking notes.
Good luck with it, by the way.
So we've got 2 guards in play so far. Team Newfoundland Labrador. Team Nova Scotia keeping this in the house. They'll stop in the back gate.
350. It was down though. Yeah.
As we have been mentioning, we're going to let you hear the athletes as they make their shots, and it's that flow of communication. You can compare how they do it to the team that you play on.
Great weight. Now it is still exposed, as you can see. And because the guard's so high in the way they're staggered, they'll be able to, should be able to, get in behind.
Just a matter of matching the weight to the brush. I watched her eyes.
We'll stay tuned for all those answers as well. You've got the viewers on the edge of their seats here, Phil.
Well, a researcher at the University of Calgary, albeit a number of years ago, Dr. Joan Vickers did a study on what athletes actually look at. Not just curlers. She did curlers because, of course, it was Calgary and we were at the National Training Center. But it was basketball players, hockey players. Her conclusion was very interesting. Stay tuned.
Newfoundland Labrador looking to put a second one into the rings, top house, in behind the guards. You can really put some pressure on Nova Scotia. They place this shot perfectly. And that'll work too. Nicely guarded.
And they brushed it into position. Who knew?
I think they've been listening to you, Bill.
Well, I'm not sure. They're good coaches.
Weight's good. Whoa. Alexis.
I'll drive that one past. We're going for the run back, but still great plan B. Now this is one when you talk about guards. A guard here absolutely works, as we just saw, but even like to see more of a Christmas tree effect, bringing it into the rings.
Yeah, just overlapping a corner, or tucking under a corner, I guess would be a better way to describe it.
They may just get it. Looks like sweeper's indicating it's up.
Whoa. Yep, right on it. No ball.
There's that short guard again.
Okay, that works. I didn't touch that elbow finger there.
Now that one's pretty much fully buried in behind the two guards.
Okay.
Yes, this is one of these situations where we're able to take two shots to rectify what's there with the Red Rocks. You might get one up, but you're not going to get them both up. Oh,
Yes,
did you
go
notice her
ahead,
eyes?
Whoa. Alexis. Hard, Alexis.
Sweep to curl, and they will get the back one. Slight jam, though, on their rock in the back 8.
Why?
Take a look. There's a sweep to curl at the end.
Okay, we just gotta get a few shots here.
But they did only catch the rock on the center line, so that red is fully buried and shot over on the left-hand side.
Okay, we're going to try the hit and roll here for Newfoundland and Labrador. And this is perhaps when you want to play it with just a little bit more down weight so you can control the curl and the brush.
Okay, 10. Okay, 10.
They've got contact, but that will just be a nose.
Ooh, that's got double written all over
That
it.
was 10-6, Kate.
You can see Sophie couldn't run up there fast enough to
That's
indicate
right.
it.
10-6.
Now, what rotation would you use to make this double? Would you use a clockwise rotation or a counterclockwise rotation?
Well, I would use the counterclockwise rotation here, so you'll get more reaction off the stone.
Right.
More momentum. Easier to get rid of
The
both.
rotation is maintained. That's right.
And it's going to be a big scrub here. Even get a piece of this rock, and they do manage to get it to stick around for second shot.
But when you're determining which rotation to deliver, the priority is which rotation is going to give me the better chance to hit the rock at the right place. Even though you might like to see the counterclockwise rotation because it will jump, but you feel I can hit that spot better with the clockwise rotation, then you throw the clockwise rotation. If it doesn't matter, counterclockwise.
I don't mind the roll, but right underneath.
Team Newfoundland Labrador playing the hit and roll. Like to see this roll all the way across the house. They're sweeping to curl and they'll get it out. So they will at least sit 2 now. One buried right in behind the guards.
Yeah. You think? Or do you like coming at it with more, like half? I think it might go with half.
I think we go like half of it.
You like that?
That's what we're doing.
Even if it's back one. No, I think half is good. Yeah. I'm gonna do half.
Yeah, I like that. Like 13. You got it, so.
I mentioned halfway. They do want to come up to the nose of this. Suggest you maybe need a little less than hack in order to get the nose and stay buried. Otherwise, you're going to bounce out into the open, and I bet Newfoundland Labrador would be hitting. But making contact and sticking around is very important for this shot.
Board! Board!
She has I really like her release.
Very positive.
Silky smooth.
I couldn't hear her.
Well, they made a little bit of contact. But that was the risk on that shot. Take another look at that. We're trying to sweep to curl at the end. It was not enough. I think that was also a little bit more weight than they anticipated as well.
Might have been. Yep, might have been. You mean you have to deliver the right weight with those shots, too? Oh. Who knew that?
Just like 3, half 12. Yeah, weight is way better than heavy.
So now in this case, knowing that Nova Scotia is going to be drawing on their last, they'll want to keep this one or over to the left side to make that draw, force Nova Scotia to have to go out wider.
You want to be as annoying as possible. This is the one time you can be annoying.
So last rock for Team Newfoundland Labrador, Team Nova Scotia with the hammer.
2, 3. 3. It's there. It's in.
Over curling. Really over curling. Whoa. Okay, stop. Whoa.
So change of plans.
Curling. Yes. Hey.
A little bit of indecision there, not too sure what to do with it.
You're right.
Okay.
Well, it really doesn't do anything except put,
Okay.
I guess, a little bit more pressure
So,
on your own
15,
against 3, but it shouldn't make any difference. This is why the skips get the big dollars, Danielle.
That's right, and again,
15,
still waiting for the check.
Yeah.
You got it, Sophie.
You got it, Soph. You know it. Take this.
I get a piece of the pen.
Okay.
So Nova Scotia facing 3 Newfoundland Labrador rocks, needing a piece of the button to pick up the single.
Back 4. Back 4.
Whoa. All you. Whoa. All you. Justin.
Nice shot, Soph.
What a shot.
Very nice.
So that will be a 4-3 lead that they will take into the 6th, and we'll have another look at that. Great management by the brushers.
Okay, guys. Good picking up.
Okay.
So Team Nova Scotia again with 4-3 lead after 5 ends of play. And we'll take a quick peek at the scores across the sheets. On the girls' side, Team Northwest Territories now have a 5-3 lead over Team Quebec 1. Team Alberta 1 up 4-2 over Team Saskatchewan 2. Team Northern Ontario, after taking 3 and 4 and stealing 2 and 5, they have a 6-3 lead over Team Saskatchewan 1. And on the boys' side, we have still loading on the internet. We have a full house here, so it's a little bit slow, but now that's loaded. Team Saskatchewan 2 up 4-3 over Team Quebec. Team Ontario 1 up 5-2 over Team Alberta 2. And a steal of 1 by Saskatchewan, and 5 means they are up 5-3 over Team Northern Ontario 2.
Okay, it was called Quiet Eye, and Dr. Vickers' research showed for curlers that a couple of things. Not only did they have to keep their eye on the skip's brush, they had to be more specific than that. And at the National Training Center, we put a colored tape at the bottom of the handle where the handle met the brush head. So that was our specific target. And when she recorded our athletes, the athletes were pretty sure that during the delivery, they looked at the target. No. They weren't looking at the target. But you know, when you want to change something technically, it always starts with awareness. So this is what she decided for curlers, that you don't have to watch that specific part of the brush, that colored tape, when you're sliding, as long as you have kept that in your mind's eye, because your body will respond just as much to what's in the mind's eye as what's in your physical eye. But she did say that at the point of release, you do have to pick up the specific target once again. And we see some people not doing that. So it's called Quiet Eye if you're a golfer and you're a Golf Digest nut. Dr. Vickers' research was the cover story a number of years ago. So if you want to go back to the archives for Golf Digest and read about Dr. Vickers' research for golfers, you can do that. Or you can go to a podcast called A Pane in the Glass Podcast. That's A Pane in the Glass Podcast. And the most recent episode is called The Performance Cocktail. And you have some homework if you want to hear that episode. And the homework is you'll see Dr. Vickers' research. So there you go. Depends just how good you want to be.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Bill.
The preceding announcement was paid for by...
This shameless plug was.
Yes.
No, but truly, that's some valuable information. I mean, in curling, you're always looking for that extra inch, that little bit extra to get you to the next level, and those are the type of things that you need to look at if you're looking to be at the top of your game.
She was right. It's the same weight as the guard.
Back to our story.
You got it.
Now it is Team Nova Scotia sitting one in behind those two overlap guards. An unfortunate overlap on last Newfoundland Labrador stone throne. But a great position for Team Nova Scotia now if they can bury a second one in here in the top of the house.
One. Just in here. Got the room. Right here.
Or throw a guard.
One. It's okay to be a little on this side.
So really what they're doing by this is it'll be a couple shots before Newfoundland Labrador can get at that Yellowstone in the top four.
Really good.
Now there is a good amount of separation. Still possible though for both yellows to be removed. Big shot here need from Satay.
Hard.
And one will also do it.
Oh, I thought she was going to get the ricochet up the red and back to the other red.
So very close.
Yeah. All right, same weight, same shot. You got it.
See, it looks like another guard called for Team Nova Scotia.
From the Chester Curling Club. And that's right on the shore of the ocean. And Chester is a very well-known sailing venue. They have a series of races, a regatta, and it's called Chester Race Week. I have not raced in Chester Race Week, but the fellow that taught me everything I know about curling curled out of that club, and he was a terrific instructor. Yeah. The Chester Curling Club.
Chester Curling Club.
Penny LaRoque's club.
Ah,
Well, there's a name from the past.
that sure is.
Everybody's going, who? Oh, look it up.
That was a well-placed guards high, so it appears just be a single peel on this stone. Well, it is important to know the curlers who have come before and what they've done and to learn from them as well. That's something you see some of the top young curlers know.
The reason I remember Penny was when she won, and I don't think it was the Lassie. So sorry, Penny, if you're listening. And she had a draw to the button or draw to the forefoot to win. She looked up at her sweepers and said, "We've done this a million times." They ended every practice with her drawing to the forefoot. She said, "We've done it a million times." And she did.
I think we draw.
Now, the ice wasn't 15.2 seconds.
It was a little bit different those
Yeah.
days.
I think we
Yeah.
can win. I think we have to. Top four? Yeah.
So another well-placed guard by Team Nova Scotia, and it's forcing Newfoundland Labrador to look at a different tactic. Call is the freeze to the rock on top four.
Line's good. Line's good. Probably. You got room. You got room.
That room.
Okay.
We're fine. We're good.
You got room. Oh, you got room. Okay. Whoa, whoa.
Now, when the person in the house says hard for line, what does hard for line mean?
It means that the rock is walking sideways and you need to brush to hold it, usually to try to get by a guard. Now, what that can also mean is that you may not want both sweepers on at that point if the rock is super heavy,
To get that.
but you do need to brush it in order to get by a guard.
Lights okay?
That's good to know as a brusher, and then to also keep communicating back what the weight is. So it's not just to put your head down and sweep. Unless you get that call from your skip, then by all means, head down.
I learned something from a gentleman who played for New Brunswick and Briar when they won the Ganong Cup.
Back four.
New Brunswick was the last province to give out Purple Hearts. And what his skip would do on a draw, the skip would move the brush as the rock curled, so the brushers always knew where the rock was and how it was curling. I thought that was a really good idea.
Probably back 8.
Yeah, the more information you can give your teammates, the better as it comes down. But I will say, caveat to that, it needs to be purposeful communication as well. So you're not just communicating for the sake of communication. You're providing information that's needed.
Same weight.
And sometimes you actually see teams get caught with that. As they're coming down the ice, you hear top four, but you're not allowing the person in the house to provide information back. So you need to have that two-way communication there and provide updates as needed.
And there's my favorite, all the way hard, whoa.
We've all been there, done that, whether you're a sweeper or calling line.
That's okay. Do you like a tight guard or a high one? I like high footing over there. So you want me over here? I think we need to give lots of room, yeah. Okay? Okay. I think we're just guarding.
So at this point, the call is the guard on the red rock.
I like to guard a bit higher than the
Now, what they also have to be very careful of, what Nova Scotia has to be careful of, is looking at the right side of the sheet. That yellow rock has been bumped out, and even though it's fully buried, it is still accessible if they were to play, say, a backline weight at it.
Okay, 2 means a zone somewhere in the middle between hogline and top 12. See if that's accurate.
Now we'll stop.
A little bit nervous about that try, but I don't. This time? Yeah.
But now you can see Newfoundland Labrador evaluating that shot.
Yeah.
Coach Atherton in the background with the hairy eyeball on the happening out there in the house.
I like this better than this. You agree? You're gonna have to go like back in. At least you gotta move it back in. Have me draw. Yeah. On this way. Right there? Oh, right there. Yeah. Hey.
And really, Newfoundland Labrador couldn't guard both shots, obviously. Not unless they had jiggled around the guards. And by throwing a guard, a pretty much perfectly placed guard up there, they're now forcing Newfoundland Labrador into only one shot.
I think I like this a lot more than the red.
Still a pressure shot and has to be made.
It's completely like over there. But if we can bump it back, at least give us a shot on there. So like back 8 weeks.
Back 8 weight.
You have to give me that card. There. I think okay, yep, I like it.
So just kind of a heavy draw. Well, she sets up another option should it be required.
What do you think of this thing? I feel like if you just guard, that's good, but I don't really love them having 4 in the house. 3. So I like that. Well, they have 3 in the house. Sorry. No, further. You gotta get 4. Do you like 11 or 10? Timeout.
Timeout called by Team Nova Scotia. So it'll be Coach Atherton coming out, Andrew Atherton.
I like the guard. I don't mind.
You like coming in?
But the crowd, there's a lot of things that go wrong with
Yeah. I don't think so either.
I don't think the angles are good. It gets the edge of the set. I think it's just going to move our two a little bit. Move it to straight guard and hope it doesn't find the nerve fall off of this one.
Okay. Yeah.
Straight guard, wide. You got to be open to this. Go to this regular.
Like that? Just a 2 there, probably?
And there's what I like to hear, play it wide. Brush it into position.
So the guard is the call from Team Nova Scotia. This is their last rock here in N6.
You guys like that weight? What? Did you like the weight last time? Yeah. Weight was fun.
Yes, we talked about the gap factor here in our last broadcast here, Bill, and that'll be important here too. They don't necessarily need to guard pretty much straight on the yellow. They want to leave a little space. Maybe possibly even take away an in off at the same time.
Weight's fine.
Over and off. Praying for it to stop curling. And it will sit. Now, is that in off available? There is a slash. Up. In off not available, but the slash is.
That red. So, not our shooter. So our shooter will roll out. That one. Okay. All right. Now. You have to barely hit this off.
Yeah.
Get it moving enough. I have too much gum in my mouth. I have too much gum in my mouth. We're not hitting it this way. No, we're not hitting
Possible.
it. I like it.
So the slash being the call, this
On your side.
Newfoundland Labrador could pick up a big 3 points here in N6.
Now, Jocelyn's slash in
Yes.
Geneva was much longer than this, but it was a similar shot.
It was. She was highlight reel.
Oh, yeah.
Last rock of N6. Kaylee Locke playing the slash to pick up 3 points for Newfoundland Labrador.
Whoa.
Sweeper is backing right off, and it won't make contact, so that is a steal of 1 for Team Nova Scotia. They will take a 5-3 lead after 6 ends of play.
There's all in the league.
We see here at the Oakville Curling Club, we have a full house, full set of sheets. We'll give you an update. On the girls' side, Team Northwest Territories 5-3 lead over Team Quebec 1. Team Alberta 1, 4-3 lead over Team Saskatchewan 2. Team Northern Ontario continues to maintain its lead, 6-4. And on the boys' side, Team Quebec took a steal of 2 in N5, and they now lead 5-4 over Team Saskatchewan 2 after 5 ends of play. Ontario 1 hanging on to their lead, 5-3 over Team Alberta 2. And is Saskatchewan 1 with a 5-4 lead over Team Northern Ontario 2 after 6 ends of play.
You got it.
Again, back on our feature sheet, we are having a battle out here, back and forth, but Team Nova Scotia 2 with the steal of 1 in
Top
N6.
four right here.
Okay, hardest shot in curling
Top
time.
4. Right here.
All right,
Here we
we're
go.
ready for it.
Now, this is when you might actually use it. So you're
Right here,
playing
girls.
the penultimate end. Not only that, it's the next to last end. And the opposition is lying 2 at opposite ends of the tee line. And that's all the rocks that are in the house.
Okay.
You've got the last shot of this end, and you're down 1. And you would dearly love to come home down 1 with last rock. So you want to blank the end. Now, it's kind of a tough blank from one end of the tee line to the other, but you can blank the end.
3.
Hey, give it time. It's there.
We're having a stare-off in the booth.
Top there.
Yeah, well, I'm going to win this.
All right, I'm dying to know. As
No
are all the
idea?
fans at home.
No idea?
No
Well,
idea.
Here's what you do.
All right.
You check out the 2 rocks, determine which one is shot, and then you draw to tie the measure.
Well then. That certainly is the hardest shot in curling.
What do you think of that, Scott? The hardest shot in curling.
That's certainly an out-of-the-box thought on that one.
Was it worth the wait? I'm not sure.
It certainly kept me and all of the fans at home on our toes. I mean, how often do you see a tied measurement?
Well, I've seen a tied measurement, but not purposefully like that. Yeah, we'll just draw right here.
Not usually the recommended strategy. I think there's a little bit of luck involved in that one.
I think so.
Team Newfoundland Labrador going to throw a second corner guard, who's later in the end generates some offense, looking for their deuce.
Okay. 2.
Oh, Scott.
Hey, tight. You gotta go, Katie.
So he had previously said his guess was the last one would be the hardest one in curling.
The last one.
And so he still thinks he's partially right here. It's still the last shot.
Keep coming up with those answers. It's going to be the last shot, Scott.
tight 3 if you go in, it's okay. You got it.
So this is a offense is your best defense situation strategy you see often with the 5 rock free guard zone rule. Put the first 2 in and then guard it on your third. Want to make sure this is nice, tight enough to
Like top.
that
3,
Newfoundland won't be able to come around it and play a tap.
Right here.
2.
Close.
2.
Yep. Hard then. Switch. Hard. Okay, whoa. Good. Good job.
And that'll do the trick.
What? Yeah, I just thought, I knew it was a 2, but I didn't know if we should still sweep it because it looked like it was over curler.
Less than half.
Girl, you have none. What? Hey, like, back 8, back 4.
Now this is a great moment to talk about that redecorating the house that we were talking about earlier.
Rearrange the furniture.
Don't throw them all out. Don't need new furniture.
No,
Let's make it, put it in a better place.
better spot.
Where?
Okay, we're by the. Go, Katie.
They would have had great line on that shot, just 10 feet too much weight.
Like that better?
Okay. Yeah.
Team Nova Scotia is still using the offensive best defense strategy, calling for a guard.
I like that. I like first name with the new teeth. I like that idea here. Yep.
3.
Line's good. Flow.
3.
Gotta stop. Where?
2.
Oh,
Weight's fine.
gotta stop. Line's close. Wait.
So they did want it to stop. And it does. Team Newfoundland and Labrador will play the peel on the rock that's guarding the 2 in the house.
Yep.
Ooh.
Okay, that's fine.
At least I thought they were playing the peel, Bill.
Yeah, the only problem with that, when you get that close to the target rock, you're going to leave it somewhere. So if you're going to make the run back, make the run back. Don't just miss.
Yeah. Or even in that case, really would have liked to have seen the peel to get it out there and then deal with it on the next shot.
3.
Whoa.
3. 2.
Well, it's gotta stop.
2.
Oh, it's gotta be over though. Yep.
This rock digging in on the sweepers, and now they're going to get it over the hog line.
Over it up. Not quite yet. Switch. Not a lot of weight there.
That's a pretty good shot.
Does the trick. But now it's at least Newfoundland and Labrador's rock that they're running in. So if they can stick it, they will sit shot.
Well, that rearranged some furniture.
Played the plan C shot.
Yeah.
Coming this way?
Now they did leave their own
Yeah, I think you can.
guarding the yellow stones. Team Nova Scotia looking to add to that pile, put up a fourth guard along the center.
Yeah. Like same weight.
Nice call for more ice in that spot.
Good for you, skipper. Brushing into position.
Another way you can manage that curl is with a little brushing off the top in the first 10 feet of the stone.
Open up. Oh, that's top. Close. Whoa. No, don't even touch it. That's good. Drop, Haley.
And that'll do the trick.
Do you like wearing this up?
What?
Do you like getting rid of any of this or something right here?
Drop.
Okay.
So timeout has been called by Team Newfoundland Labrador. We'll see an appearance by Coach Kevin Patterson.
Once again, Lord, lots of shrapnel out there.
So the coach making his way down the
I gotta
ice.
get rid of some more.
Oh, we'll listen in.
Priority now. With the current setup, what's going to be our priorities for this end? Yeah, to try and score. How do you think it's easy we're going to be able to do that? The thing is, the draw is great if we
Nail it perfectly.
yeah, and you know what? Even if we make it perfectly, they can still come in on top of whatever we throw and bump it or freeze to it or whatever. Do you feel comfortable trying to blow up the front?
Yeah.
Because if you drive this rock, this live rock right on the center line, if you drive it to the right, you might be able to get those other two, that yellow-red moving. What do you think?
Do you like driving it into here?
That's what I'm thinking right now. I mean, just those three are kind of a wall up front, and we need to try to have a draw pass from Haley's two stones. So we might even need to glass on your first as well. Basically, we need to try and open up the pass to four. I'd rather blow it up than try to put all of our eggs on one roll. And you still have a playback. So try and open this up on the next two shots, okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
Thank you.
From head office.
I also like what he said, if you're comfortable with it too. So even if it is the shot to call, have to make sure that the players are comfortable with throwing the shot, because at the end of the day, you need to have the confidence to make whatever shot you're going to play. So we should see some granite flying with this rock.
Yep. Whoa. Okay.
Well, they were close. They actually need to sweep that one pinch more in order to get that triple.
You can see half of ours.
I don't think it went out. I didn't. Yeah. Okay. No. I feel like
You
this
can't
one's
really draw. I don't
easier
think.
than that one is.
With that guard. I don't mind like guarding across center.
Oh, there's those Northern
Yeah, like
Ontario
going this
people
way.
with the moose
Yeah.
calls, Danielle.
I love the moose. Love the moose
Yeah.
sound.
I prefer doing that right now.
Sophie, do you like going this way?
Like guard it that way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So just like here. Do we want to be more on?
Over here, just
I think right here's fine. Just right on the other
if
side.
we
of
go
center.
high, we can get it across there easier.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Idea.
So right now they're more concerned about Newfoundland Labrador making the run
Because like that. Yeah. I think
or
that
even the
runs
hit
here for this, so-
rather than any sort of a draw at this point. So they not only want to guard their rock in the house, but also a pinch of that red stone that's touching the
We
center.
want it to be like angled with hers, so not right on top of it, but like over a bit to it.
Here goes Sophie Blade, her first rock here in N7.
3. 3. Alexis.
So zone 3, so it should stop just in front of the house if it's a correct judgment.
Hard roll.
Now, if those rocks weren't there, who put those rocks there?
Now they were trying to get a little action off of their yellow, but still creating a bit of a problem for Newfoundland Labrador.
Run the red right back. I think we play it this way. Just run it straight.
So they are very focused on these guards, but if you see the shot from the hack, there's actually a bit of the yellow available. So you can see it's about half open, small half open.
Whoa.
That's what she's doing. She's running it.
I don't think so, Danielle.
I would be tempted to make a play on the rocks in the house at this point. You need a skipper's deuce here.
Okay. I'm fine.
If she makes this shot, I want to play for her. She won't want to play with me, though.
Kaylee Luck with her first in N7.
Kate.
Whoa. Whoa. Kate. Kate.
Removes the guard. And now those yellow rocks are
I
exposed.
think it's fine if she runs with it. She's got humor. I like it. Even if we don't want to slip deep, but yeah, I think that's fine. I think I'm okay with going this way for this one. Okay? Because it's only going around there. Yeah. Is it probably? I think like this turn, we just need to make sure that it's I like that.
Now with the way it curls,
Even if we end up higher, that's fine.
it's going to be tough to bring it in that tight as where they were first indicated, but I did hear Sophie say that a little bit higher will
Like in
work.
between, like a 3? Yeah. Pretty much the same weight.
Really, as long as they put it anywhere in front of that yellow.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah.
As Russ would say, exactly.
You got it, Soph. You got it.
Last rock for Team Nova Scotia in N7, Team Newfoundland Labrador with the hammer.
3.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
3.
Whoa, watch around. Whoa. Gotta stop.
Weight's fine. 2.
Needing this to stop so it does not over curl.
Oh, it could have used a little rub, Danielle.
Used a little bit of a rub or perhaps a bit of sweeping right off the top.
I'll say there again, curls too much. I hate it when I'm right.
So this rock is available, almost fully open. Still though, have to be precise with this. Get
that's
right to the nose of the stone to get this single.
Okay, 10-5. 10-5. A little rolling would be great. Nose is okay.
She looks like she's got ice for just a nice, room service takeout.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to hit on two sides because then... Oh, okay.
Remember room service, Danielle?
Ooh, is that a movie or TV show?
No.
Oh, room service.
Room service. Or as Tyler Tardy's team said, minty fresh.
Minty
Just
fresh.
minty fresh.
Minty fresh.
Okay, okay.
Last rock sweeping to curl, and they will get it, and that's good for a single for Team Newfoundland Labrador. But it will be Team Nova Scotia with a 5-4 lead and the hammer heading into the 8th end. Now we do, of course, have 6 other sheets on the ice. I'll give you one last quick update. We have Team Quebec up 6-5 over Team Northwest Territories after taking 3 and N6. Team Saskatchewan 2 up 5-4 over Team Alberta 1. Team Northern Ontario 2 up 7-4 over Team Saskatchewan. And on the boys' side is a tie game on sheet 3 between Saskatchewan 2 and Quebec. Alberta 2 making a comeback on sheet 4 with a steal of 1 in 6, but it is Ontario 1 with a 5-4 lead. Also with a 5-4 lead is Saskatchewan 1 over Northern Ontario 2. And of course, keep an eye at curling.ca/scoreboard for all of the live scores.
Where? Okay. 3.
What's this? That's a new one. Yeah.
You know what? All communication is relevant, right? You talk
right.
about minty fresh. What's minty fresh? But if it means something to you and your team, then the communication worked.
I told that Tyler Tardy kid, what are you talking about, minty fresh? What's the matter with him? What's he ever done in curling anyway?
Oh, this is one of the most accomplished junior curlers of all time.
Oh, that Tyler Tardy.
Oh, that?
I was thinking of somebody else.
Well, exciting things for him playing with Kevin Cooey next season.
Yeah, it's going to be great for both of them. I'm really excited for Tyler. I think that's great.
A great young player.
And a front end, that's just what they bring is what you get, and what they bring is really good.
Yep. Hard.
I think that's the team I'm going to have most interest in.
Well, you know what, seeing
a lot of arms.
pretty much every team blow up, it's going to be an interesting next season, won't it? Well, it's always exciting when you have something new and fresh, and fans will have some new teams to root for.
That's right.
So Newfoundland Labrador are getting their steel pants on. They're putting up a second center guard. Really going to have to work on this to get it over, though.
Hard, over, girls. You got it. Hard. It's not over. Okay.
Oh, no. Oh.
Okay. I'm assuming. Yeah, I don't think I got up to it, and then I kind of.
Oh, boy. It is a hard shot to throw when it is just over. But need to be in play. Because now
Right here.
Team Nova Scotia about to bury one into the top 4.
All you girls, take a look. Above T, it's got to be up.
You heard what she said. It's got to be in front of the tee line.
14-5.
Not sure if that's what's going to occur, though.
And that will be back.
I thought just over. Yeah. Okay. Just over. What?
So another opportunity for Newfoundland Labrador to get guard right over the hog line, start generating some offense.
We're playing Alphonse et Gaston here. Would you like to take it? No? Oh, well, maybe give it a try. Oh, you don't want to dive it? Well, let's talk this over then.
No, very Canadian here. No, you have it. No, you have it. Honestly, but it will come down to key shots in this end, and which team is going to make the shot to win the game. And it's not necessarily going to be the shot on the skips last.
Oh, right. You are correct there, Danielle.
And we've got the second guard up, but as you can see, it is in double position. That's exactly the call from Nova Scotia. Right out of the hand, sweepers picking it up.
Oh, pretty good shot.
A beautiful shot to get them both out of the way. Their rock will sit as a corner guard. That worked out very nicely for them.
I think it's a little too soon for this.
That's like back
Couldn't agree more. Like to see maybe
That's like back four.
more guards first, but you will eventually need to play this shot.
Right to it. Right to it. Gotta go line. Yep. Yep, our line, Katie. Our line.
Well, it looks like we might get a guard in play here, Bill.
Yes, right.
So you know what? That actually,
Okay, that's all right.
it actually worked out well in this case. Sophie just having a look at about the jam possibility over on the other red at the side. Okay, scrub, avoid the jam and get it right out to the side of the sheet. Mission accomplished.
Get on it. Yeah.
So the call to the rocks in the back right now. But I think what they're may not be thinking of right now is if they do this, what is the other team going to do? And you can bet that they're going to blast out whatever's in the back.
And Nova Scotia's going to have a free run of the 4-foot almost unencumbered if that's the case. But, didn't make
Oh.
it. Ooh.
The sweepers were a little confused on that, thinking she had added to it and it just slowed down, but not to beat a dead horse, but we've talked about how the slide path can start breaking down as all curling ice
Well,
does.
let's blame Scott. He's not here. Let's blame Scott.
So this is a wide open house right now, pretty much. Those two rocks not really in play yet currently. So now is the time to, or at least close to the time, another guard perhaps first, and then playing into the back.
You're running on a racetrack, though.
Okay, back four. Today. Today. Hey, you gotta go line. You gotta go line.
So the weight's all there, but they're needing to go for line.
Well, shot rock. Must have been said for shot rock.
It's like heel. Yeah. So if you lose some back ones, it's fine.
I would say it's even better than fine. You actually want to lose some of your back ones too.
Yes, that's absolutely correct. Oh, very nice.
Good throws, Kate. Good shot.
And I'll take another look at that. Yeah, just cleaning it in and peeled right out.
I mean, those are their back eight, so.
So another precise freeze here needed. Or even if they tap that yellow just about a rock on the right angle.
That's what I got.
And sit with two pieces of backing.
Yes, two potential jams.
So this is the first skip rock for Team Newfoundland, Labrador, and end 8.
Roll like 20. Roll like 20. Lot of room. Go bump, girls, go bump.
pretty good shot.
I don't know if you can get rid of that, but I think you can try.
Yes, you don't want to jam this and roll out, because then that gives Nova Scotia Skip a chance to put a rock in a really awkward spot for
Didn't want
you.
them there.
Certainly is.
Here.
For team
I like that. You got it.
Team Nova Scotia here, they'd like to not only remove the Newfoundland rock, but also that other yellow. Less backing that they can leave, the better.
This could have flames on it.
Very good. Hard stuff. Hard stuff. Hard stuff. Nice shot, sir.
And what a shot! They're leaving only one rock in the house to freeze to. So it's going to need to be a perfectly precise shot needed from Newfoundland Labrador. So look at that shot again. Moving both the backing, leaving only one rock in the house.
I got full 12 on yours.
So critical freeze needed from skip Kaylee Locke. Newfoundland Labrador trailing by one without the hammer.
Coach Atherton just rubbed his palms on his trousers, like, you get a little moist there, Coach.
It's hard to watch.
Well, she still has to remove it or draw, but I think she'll hit.
Make it go away for the win.
Make it go away. For all the marbles.
You think? Okay. Okay. I just feel like that. You got it, so.
If I'm Kate the mate there calling the line, as soon as I know it's on the corner, I'm on it.
You can bet their hearts are pounding now. But make it go away for the win. Last rock here in end 8, Nova Scotia. Chance to win it all.
9-5. Steph. Hard Steph. Really gotta go, Steph. Hard Steph.
It will not get enough. So it is a steal of one for Team Newfoundland and Labrador. So we will have some bonus curling coming up for you on our feature sheet.
Innings, Danielle, extra innings.
You can see just wasn't close enough, and you can see the disappointment on the team's face.
Do we get paid more for extra innings?
Yes, I think you get an extra cookie.
Okay.
Here at the Oakville Curling Club, we still have a few more sheets in play, but we also have some final scores to report. And make sure that you're checking out Curling Canada's website, curling.ca/scoreboard for all the scores. Now our update on the girls' side is a tie game between Northwest Territories and Quebec 1, 6-all. It is a 7-4 final score. Saskatchewan 2 with a win over Team Alberta 1. And another final score, Team Northern Ontario 2 with a 7-6 win over Team Saskatchewan 1. On the boys' side, Team Saskatchewan 2 with a steal of 2 in N7. They now lead 7-5 over Team Quebec heading into the 8th. And a big 3 points for Team Ontario in N7. They now have a commanding 8-4 lead over Team Alberta 2 heading into the 8th. And a final score between Saskatchewan 1 and Northern Ontario 2, Saskatchewan 1, 7-4. Back on our feature sheet, we have our bonus curling, our extra innings.
I would be saying to the Newfoundland Labrador team, did you hear the bullet?
You sure did. Now it's tables have turned it. Team Nova Scotia. Well, sorry, Team Newfoundland Labrador has the momentum heading into this end.
One would think. They know how to do it.
They've really made a comeback in the second half. They did slip into the ring, so Team Nova Scotia taking advantage of that opportunity and playing the hit. So now, even though that rock is still around the center line side, Team Newfoundland and Labrador still needs to put up those center line guards.
Unlikely you're going to win it in the 12-foot anyway.
As a matter of fact, it could actually act as a guard for them later on in the end.
That's right. Yep.
And just over nicely executed. Nova Scotia too, recognizing that that rock isn't going to win it for them in the 12-foot, as you said, Phil, that they're going to draw in around behind. Now what the teams also need to take into consideration here is that there's only one other sheet left on the ice, so that can affect the ice condition.
Yes, it can.
You see the sweepers backing off the rock a little bit. I would suggest that they need to be closer, or at least cleaning, just to make sure that it doesn't grab on any potential frost or debris.
Yeah, the ice could tighten up.
And a beautifully thrown guard. Lots of nice separation. So it'll just be a single peel call for Team Nova Scotia. Nicely executed.
Slick, we drew it up.
Teams do get their 4.5 minutes of extra time for the extra end, plus one coach timeout, 90 seconds. Usually these ends are pretty straightforward. You know what you have to do.
Yeah, scoring 8 is the same as scoring 1.
And then as the skip, you're constantly thinking about what's my last shot going to be.
Right. Yep.
And playing the end towards that. Another nice guard thrown by Team Newfoundland Labrador. Got the one, just missing the second, but still important to make that top one go away and lose the shooter. Newfoundland would like to see this next one a little higher up and keep it directly in front of the red in order to make sure there's no double available. So first rock for Katie Pettigrew. We're in the extra end.
Top 12. If the rain will come into it. No ball. It's there. No ball. It's there. That's fine. Good job.
This will come right in. Still the yellow saying shot, but red on top of the button.
That's where the points are scored.
What was it? The real estate?
The high rent district.
High rent district. Now with this, Nova Scotia playing the peel on Kate Wisen's first rock. A lot of very nice peels made
Yes.
this end, Bill.
Yes, they've done it very well.
Now Newfoundland and Labrador are going to have to be patient here and just continue throwing the guard for a bit until you get to about Skip's last stones.
Yeah, they might be thinking, let's let Nova Scotia make a shot for us.
Always take.
You bring up a good point. You want it, let the opposition
Let them
Make
figure
the
out
shot.
how to do it.
make it difficult for them. Sweeper's willing to stop, and it does.
Do you like peeling this way, and if you get the one in the house, that's good? What? Do you like peeling this way, and if you get the one in the house, that's fine? Yes, sir.
An interesting either or.
Really is. Have to be careful about where they leave the shooter.
Yes, that's the point. Yes.
I like this. Hard one. Hard. You're good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, you didn't want to be too cute with that shot.
No.
So another guard called here for Newfoundland and Labrador. Like to replace that.
Getting cute, as you call it, gets you into deep trouble.
Yes, it does, especially if you ever leave it blocking your draw path for the last shot.
The goal right now is to get shot on this shot,
Yep.
right? And it'll give us a lot of clarity on what we want to do on the last one, right? Because we want to basically try and sit 2 if we can, or sit one really good one, right? We're doing a great job communicating those things. Great job managing the house. Let's do that on the last 2 shots, and we're setting ourselves up well. So yeah, I would just play like a back 4, back 8, like tap, tap.
Okay.
Right? And then the next shot will be super clear. Okay?
I like it.
An excellent timeout.
He was really good with giving that positive reinforcement as well, building up the confidence of his team. Because in the end, these players know how to throw the shot. They just need to have the confidence to make it when they need to make it.
Yep, just trust your skills. So what got you here?
And we have a big crowd behind the glass, all eyes on this extra end. So this is Kaylee Locke's first rock in end 9.
Back 8. Stick
Oh, she's maybe not late. Well, looks okay. Oh, not so okay.
Well, you know what? They did get something out of it, at least tapping it behind, so now it's harder for Nova Scotia to remove. But they really needed to set 2 after that.
Yes.
Are you coming right back? Can you? You're going.
Don't make a shot for them.
So there's a little separation in between the red and the yellow, as you can see. Not quite a rock.
Yeah.
Great point, Bill. Don't want to make the shot for them.
Check it out. Yeah.
So really only want to get a piece of this. I mean, ideally, if you could double them off, that would be perfect.
Well, I mean, if she splits it off, then there's room for another rock right on the pin.
Sophie Blades, her first rock in N9.
Hard, step. Wasted. 9.
Big scrub.
Hard step.
Big scrub.
Hard Kate.
Well, just as you said.
Squeezed it right out there. It's still saying second shot, but at least it's off the forefoot now.
Like they
You can see sweep almost the entire way down the sheet. Newfoundland Labrador, they'd like to ideally get that hidden roll in behind the yellow that we're talking about. I mean, talked about right off the top of the end that yellow could eventually become a guard, and that is about to come true.
Oh, for Newfoundland Labrador, hopefully come true.
At the very least, they want to make sure that they stick around with this and make Nova Scotia throw against
make her
2.
throw the last rock. Yep.
Absolutely, and we saw what happened in the last end with the hit.
And sometimes the best guard is second shot.
Last rock for Newfoundland Labrador. In N9, Nova Scotia with the hammer.
Anything, Kate, hard. There, Kate. All the way, Kate, hard. Roll it over. Roll it. Go.
Maybe they could have left that. Brushed a little too much.
Having a look to see which rock is second.
Timeout.
Timeout called by Nova Scotia. Coach Andrew heading down to the other end.
Here, I'm not disagreeing with Andrew one little bit, but I say this to coaches all the time. Before you make the tee with your hands, remember, you are going to not destroy, that's not the right word. You are going to affect the rhythm of the game. You really want to affect the rhythm of the game? Well, we're going to find out.
I think you can put it into the rock.
Because even if
You can hit. And you double checked it was that we're second, right? Okay. We'll just.
You just want to make sure she doesn't have 2 shots in her hip.
No, this is timeout.
That was the object of that timeout. Just commit to one, make it.
So as you can see, yellow is sitting second shot. So in this case, just need to make the red go away. But easier said than done when you've got the game on the line. What I really like seeing here, Bill, is them taking tight ice on this shot. Your heart's going to be pounding with this on the line. Probably going to throw a little extra weight than you intend to, so might as well tighten up the broom. taking a few extra seconds in the hack. Take a deep breath. And here we go, last rock of the extra end. Nova Scotia hitting for the win.
Oh, slide release look good.
Hard stuff. Hard stuff.
Thanks for coming up.
And that will do it. They'll go on the board as a 7-5 win for Team Nova Scotia. On behalf of myself, Danielle Inglis, my co-host, Bill Shearhart, our entire crew here at the Oakville Curling Club, we hope you'll join us again at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, where Team New Brunswick 2 will take on Ontario 1 in the battle tonight. But until then, we hope you have a wonderful evening. Thanks for joining.